Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with... Well, isn't that interesting? Technically not back again with anything, but also kind of back again with something. So yeah, we are going to be starting the next Doctor Who spin-off, the Sarah Jane Adventures. Yeah, so basically, I'm sure some of you know, when this video is going up, normally is when Torchwood goes up. I'm taking a 3-week break from Torchwood to start Sarah Jane, and then Sarah Jane is going to shift over to Sundays by episode 3, because this is technically series 1, episode 0. And yeah, we're just going to be watching Sarah Jane for a little bit. From what I have gathered, this is the more child-friendly show of the Whoniverse. Like, if Doctor Who is the family-friendly show and Torchwood is the adult show, this is the kid show. That's fine. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. And other than that, all I know is this follows Sarah Jane. I've seen Sarah Jane in School Reunion, in that episode, and in Genesis of the Daleks. Me and my dad watched that. You can go check that out, and yeah. So I know a little bit about Sarah Jane, but not a whole lot. So yeah, let's see what we get with this one. Because this is the first episode of the series, technically, even though it's episode 0, I suppose, this episode will be available for full length for free. So check down in the video description or check out the pinned comment of this episode, and you can try out full length. You're going to need to bring your own show footage, obviously. Because I can't give you the whole episode. That's not cool. So if you have your own copy of this episode, you can sync it up to my reaction. I've tried to make it as simple as possible to sync up, and hopefully that's all good. And yeah, if you like that, you can head over to my Patreon. There'll be a link in the description to my Patreon, and also a link at the end of this video to my Patreon, where you can pledge $10 a month to get full length. But if you're not really into that, do consider signing up for $5, which gets you early access. So yeah, with that all being said, let's get right into this episode of the Sarah Jane Adventures. Here we go. Jeez. That was crazy. That's like if you...
amazing things out there in space.
Oh, cool.
But there's strangeness to be found wherever you turn.
Yeah.
Life on Earth can be an adventure too. You just need to know where to look.
Which is a good mindset for any companion.
Maya.
Oh. She's neighbors with Sarah Jane. That's cool. Well, you little trespasser, what are you doing? Oh. It's one of those from freaking Torchwood. Cool. Sarah didn't hear any of that? Man, this commercial is always on.
You were going mad.
She lives down there. She said the bloke kept going on at her about seeing aliens from outer space.
What sort of aliens?
Like it's real. Shut up. Come on.
Bye, Sarah. Sarah, can you be part of the plot?
Hi.
I hope you're not going to make too much noise. It's just I work from home and I don't like to be disturbed.
Okay, nice to be made welcome.
Sorry. Sarah Jane Smith.
See you then.
Yeah.
So,
Where are you going exactly?
Bubble Shop Factory.
I mean, I guess Sarah kind of wants to keep her privacy. She deals with aliens and stuff.
It's just me and...
You know, I wonder what city this is in. Because the Doctor generally goes to London. All his companions live in London. Torchwood is in Cardiff. Whoa.
I knew it.
Well, that was cool.
Welcome to the Bubble Shock experience. If you'd like
Oh, I
to
hate
step
this
through the
guy
archway,
already.
One by one, it's just security scan, one at a time. Thank you.
I don't like that. Are they gonna clone people?
Security scan.
Is that Sonic lipstick?
Feast and chew and bite. Everything sweet and hot and cold and sticky food and drink.
I don't know
Just
what you're talking
food
about.
And drink. That's the human race. They devour. You're single?
Yes, I am.
No children?
No.
Such a wasted life. Smith is leaving.
Okay.
Let's go show you out.
Sarah, it's time to lay down the law.
Kill her.
Oh! Nice shot, Sarah. Ugh. Oh god, it's Cthulhu.
What's that thing?
Sonic lipstick.
Yes! I knew it! That's so cool.
My life is dangerous. And rule one, I don't put anyone else in danger, especially not a kid.
I'm not a kid.
Maria, just go back home. You got that? You
Interesting.
Stay away from me.
She
Go
doesn't
outside.
take on companions.
I thought you lived alone. I do.
Do you?
And whatever happens, you're not to go upstairs. Have you got that?
What's
Fine.
upstairs?
You don't ever go upstairs. Unless I say so.
You don't trust me?
I don't even know you.
Yeah, you don't have a name.
Hold on. No.
Where's the man from the factory? He's on the street. He's here.
Oh god. That is a Cthulian nightmare. Yeah, get inside.
And then you, old woman.
Oh. Is that a bunch of bug spray? Ugh.
Pity. That was the last one.
Last one of what? Ew.
These things.
Oh,
Aliens.
all these alien devices, yeah. Oh, it's K9 and the TARDIS.
Where'd you get them?
I suppose you've seen too much now. It's not as if anyone's going to believe you.
That's true.
The government knows all about aliens. And then there are secret organizations dedicated to finding them, but they tend
Torchwood.
to go in all guns. I met this man. A very special man. Called the Doctor.
Yeah. Oh, we're
Years
naming
ago,
him.
We traveled together.
In space.
Space and time. Then it came to an end.
Yeah.
And suddenly, I
That
was
happens.
back to a normal life. And then I met him again. The Doctor.
Yeah.
Both changed. It's funny because we were still both the same. And I learned that I could carry on here on Earth doing what we always did. And that's when I started this. I began my life again.
And the bubble shot factory.
So she's only been doing this for a few years? That didn't...
Everyone's an alien.
Meh.
You, me.
They created their own black hole. If it gets free, the Earth will be swallowed up. So K9's sealing it off.
Greetings, mistress.
K9.
Hey, K9.
K9.
Regret I must transfer my coordinates, mistress.
Bye-bye, K9. Good dog.
So K9's not going to be in this show?
Noted, mistress.
Okay, that just happened.
It's alive. Species identified. Bane. It's not just an ingredient. It's an alien. This is the
They're drinking
secretion
aliens.
in the glasses.
Oh, very clever.
Thanks for the assassination attempts.
My pleasure. The next one will involve harpoons.
I know who you
Okay.
are and what you.
In the language of your young ones, bring it on.
Well, you gave her a choice.
Bane! Wow!
So it's a full invasion. She doesn't have Torchwood. She doesn't have the Doctor. She doesn't have Unit. It's just her and 3 teenagers. Oh no, not the dad too.
Kelsey Hooper, look!
The dad looks familiar. I wonder who that is.
Oh my god, it's big.
This is bad, boys. I recognise bad. What are we gonna do?
Maria, 2 types of people in the world. People who panic, and then there's us.
Got that? Got it.
Got it. No panicking.
No. There's got to be a way of getting in. There's got to be.
Yeah,
But
figure it
there's
out.
something. What do I do? Oh, come on, Doctor. Help me. Come on. Think.
Then Bane will drink them and... What's that noise?
Whoa. She crashed the bus through. That's hilarious.
Every strength and every weakness into him, the archetype.
I am everyone.
Okay.
Why? The 2% that wouldn't touch Bane. The archetype could tell us exactly how to modify our product. But since
Oh,
we've
'cause you gotta get
advanced our
everyone.
plans, I've got this.
Oh, the cell phone. Nice.
You gave me the memory of 10,000 humans. 98755645905-5. Calling the Bane!
Oh. Nice.
Miss Smith.
Oh. She gonna be like a recurring villain? Jeez Louise, what blew up? Oh, I guess the mother blew up.
This is happiness, yes?
Oh, yes. We did it.
Oh, good job. They're so happy.
You don't have to. Oh, come on now. Invite the neighbours around, you'll never get rid of them. Next thing you know, it's holidays together. That is a recipe for disaster. No offence. Nice to meet you, Sarah Lou. So there he was,
What a
chasing me
bitch.
around the bedroom with a
Jeez
bottle of pop. I said,
Louise.
that's an awful. But next
No
thing
wonder
you
they
know,
got divorced.
Her next door's doing
Luke? I like Luke. I like Luke.
Luke.
If you like Luke, I like Luke.
That's the name I was always going to choose if ever I had kids. Except it never happened. But
Interesting.
now it has. I never asked.
Been a long day, Sarah. You have a kid now.
But there's strangeness wherever you turn.
Yeah.
Life on Earth can be an adventure too. You just need to know where to look.
Yeah. Alright. Alrighty. Alright, Full Length, thanks for stopping by. Once again, if you guys are new here to Full Length, be sure you head over to the Patreon. If you liked if you liked watching this full length, you can head over to the Patreon, pledge $10 a month to get full length for every single reaction video that I put out. And yeah, when you're done with that, you can head on over back to the normal video of this episode so that you can hear my discussion on this episode. See you guys then. Alright, guys. That was fun. It was nice. It was a nice, fun show, which last couple episodes of Doctor Who that I've watched have been a little heavy, which is fine. And then, you know, obviously the other two shows I watch are Torchwood and Game of Thrones. So, this was nice. Alrighty. Got a ton of notes that we'll go over. So, yeah. I wrote down the squid thing. I was kind of thinking like maybe they would be the villains of this episode. But they weren't. It was just that she was just helping out this alien whose name I didn't catch, but it's the same species as the alien that Tosh encountered in episode 8, I think, of series 1 of Torchwood. So yeah, that was kind of cool. They kind of brought that back, even if it was just for a small moment. So yeah, and I like the whole thing of, you know, Sarah saying like, oh, well, she gave me that so that if I ever needed help, I could call her. And they're like, well, let's call her now. And it's like, she meant help with poetry, which that's funny. So yeah. My next two notes pretty much work together. I wrote down Sarah's work, and then later I wrote down journalist. So Sarah is a journalist, which is interesting because in School Reunion we didn't fully get At least maybe I didn't catch it, but I don't think that we actually got what Sarah's job was. Like, pretty much from what I gathered from that episode was that after basically being left by the doctor, she wanted to continue on, finding aliens and alien artifacts and stuff like that. So she just started doing her own investigations, basically, which is cool. And basically, it seems like that is basically what she does, but specifically, she does it under the guise of being a journalist, which is really cool. And so she's been reporting on all these things about aliens and stuff like that. We're not sure. I'm not sure how much how much readers she gets or something. Does she just have a blog or something like that? I don't know how much of a journalist she is, but that is the cover story, that she is a journalist and she goes and investigates these places. So I like that. I wrote down the Sonic lipstick. That's just funny that she has Sonic lipstick. Yeah, because they could have just gone the route of she has a sonic screwdriver, but the Doctor has a sonic screwdriver. The Doctor is known for having a sonic screwdriver. It's sort of his deal. So for this, they were like, well, what if we gave her a sonic device too? And it's like Sonic lipstick, which actually the Sonic lipstick probably is better because the sonic screwdriver itself is very noticeable. Like, if you look at it, it's like, what on earth is that thing? That is weird. Whereas she can hide the sonic lipstick a lot better than a sonic screwdriver. So I like that. I wrote down kids. Now, I would imagine that these kids, as they were called, basically, I would imagine they're maybe around 13-ish, so maybe tween-age to early teenage kids. But yeah, I know a lot of people said, this is very much a kid's show, but I did really like it. It didn't really put me off that this was a kid's show. Honestly, it really did feel like, it felt like Doctor Who starring kids, basically. That's the thing. I wonder if that's sort of where a lot of it comes from. It's like, well, this is a kid's show. It's like, well, yeah, it stars kids. Duh. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. This does very much seem like a family show. Maybe not quite as much. Maybe, I don't know if there's teenagers out there that don't get into this one, but still get into Doctor Who. I'm not sure. I mean, hell, I'm 21 years old and I really enjoyed this, so I don't know. Demographics are weird, but yeah, I enjoyed it and I liked the kids. So we had Maria, who is basically, Maria seems to be like the main companion now, which is cool. So yeah, I liked her. I thought she was pretty good, and honestly, if she was a little older, she could honestly be a companion for the Doctor, so that was cool. The archetype, who we'll kind of talk about him in a bit, but Luke, as they named him at the end, he was interesting. I can see a lot of interesting plot lines they can have with him because because he doesn't know anything about the world. He was created in a lab and only now is seeing the world. So I can see the potential of that. And then the friend Kelsey, ooh, that's a typical jerky kid right there. That's okay. I imagine, I don't know, maybe it's entirely possible that she'll get some character development, sure, but I don't know. She seems like the more stereotypical kid of the bunch, so, but that's fine. But yeah, I didn't dislike any of them. Kelsey got a little grating, but that's alright. But yeah, if they're gonna be the main cast going around with Sarah, that's perfectly fine by me. And especially because, like, if it was just them, this wouldn't work. But obviously, this really does work because this is about Sarah. And I really like Sarah. I think she's really fun. So, yeah, the fact that it's Sarah and these kids, I think this will work out. I do like this. I wrote down the Bane. Very interesting designs for these aliens in this episode. Those were nightmares. Those were Cthulhian nightmares, but that was interesting. And I like that it was different than the normal sort of stuff. Yeah, they were interesting. Another sort of like breeding thing going on. We kind of talked about this in Doctor Who a bit, but yeah, we had the adipose, which were breeding new adipose, basically, new children for these aliens. And then when we had the Santarans recently, their whole thing was they wanted to basically terraform the Earth to become a cloning planet for the Santarans, to create more Santarans. This is kind of the same. They're trying to make more Bane, which is interesting. So yeah, and then at the end when the lead Bane, I don't remember her name, but well, actually, you know what? There's credits right here. Mrs. Wormwood, that's right. Mrs. Wormwood, she got away, which was interesting. The mother Bane died, like just exploded, which was crazy. But yeah, Mrs. Wormwood actually got away, which is different. We don't normally get that in these shows. We don't really have like reoccurring villains, so that's really cool. I actually do kind of like that. So yeah, that's interesting. I do like that, and it'll be interesting to see when she comes back. Like, will it be in next episode, or will it be in the season finale or something? Like, when is Mrs. Wormwood gonna come back, and what is she gonna do next? Because now no one's gonna be drinking Bubble Shock after this. Like, no one's gonna drink this stuff, and without the mother Bane, you can't make more Bane, basically. So yeah. I wrote down the archetype / Luke. Again, I do really like the character. I think there's a lot of potential there of interesting situations and stuff with him, learning everything. I do like the idea that, like, because I was a little confused, like, this character didn't really seem to factor into their plans at all, had nothing to do with the Bane, really, but then they did mention the purpose of him was to figure out the weaknesses of humans so that the bubble shock would work on that 2%. Because they did say 2% of the population basically doesn't like bubble shock. Sorry, I'm getting my alien things confused. Sorry about that. But yeah, 2% of people don't like the bubble shock, which was shown. The mother didn't like the bubble shock. Maria didn't like it, and Sarah Jane didn't like it either. Although I'm not sure how much would that have worked on her, or did she just never try it? So yeah. But the whole point of the archetype was so that they could figure out how to get the rest of that, because they need to get all the humans anyway to create more Bane. So that was interesting. I wrote down K9. That's weird that K9's... So K9's not going to be in the show. That kind of sucks. Maybe he'll come back at some point. But yeah, that is an interesting explanation because, at the end of School Reunion, they showed K9, a new model of K9, basically, that was going off with Sarah. And so, naturally, you would think that K9 would be in here. But no, K9's patching up a black hole or some crap. I don't know. And yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting. But really cool. I do really like that. And it does serve as a decent enough explanation as to why K9 is not in the show. Which does kind of suck. It'd be cool if K9 was in the show, but whatever. I wrote down Mr. Smith. I do like that she has a computer system and she named it Mr. Smith because there is no one, like, she's single, like they said, and she doesn't have children, like they said, which, when she said, it was like, you haven't had any children? No. It's like, what a waste of a life. It's like, that's fucking harsh. Maybe I shouldn't, if this is a kid-friendly show, maybe I should be kid-friendly in my commentary. Sorry about that. Although I did not hold back from calling Maria's mother a bitch. Because she was. Oh my gosh. But yeah. So I liked Mr. Smith. I think that was pretty clever. And then the last thing I wrote down was think like the Doctor. Because Sarah said that she doesn't normally get into this big of situations normally. Like, this is... She basically stopped an invasion of Earth with just her and some kids. That's it. So, that's interesting. And she normally, like, she has her investigations, sure, but she doesn't normally get into this kind of trouble. And so, now that she does, now she has to start thinking like the Doctor, There's a deadlock on the thing. How do we get in? She's like, okay, think. What would the Doctor do? And she figures it out to drive a bus through a wall, which was fun. But yeah, I do like that because basically, she is basically the Doctor of the show because she's, the leader. She's older than the kids, at least. She is older and wiser, and she's gone through a lot of this stuff, and she's leading her new companions through all this alien stuff. So she is definitely taking on the role of the Doctor now, and I do like that. And that's cool that a companion can become sort of like the Doctor. Even different from the way that Jack is, the head of Torchwood. You could argue he's sort of like the Doctor of the Torchwood group. But at the same time, he was not a full-time companion who didn't know anything about aliens until the Doctor showed up. He was a time agent. And while, yes, he is the leader of Torchwood, he doesn't fully fit the Doctor archetype, I suppose. Yeah, that's funny. Archetype. But Sarah is definitely doing that. You can definitely tell that she is taking on the role of the Doctor, and she is now taking on companions. Something that she's never done. She doesn't want to take on companions, but now she has. So, yeah. So, that is basically all I wrote. All in all, this was pretty fun. I really enjoyed this. And, that will basically be it. I guess as one last side note, I know that the episodes from here on are technically two-parters. Like, each episode is 24 minutes long. But like 2 episodes tell the same story. So basically what I'm gonna do for that, in case anyone was wondering, I don't know if you would. I'm not gonna go like one at a time. If all the 2-parters are just gonna be in one video, because it's easier. Because then that'll be the length of a normal episode of Doctor Who or Torchwood or this episode, this pilot, which was all one thing. So yeah, that'll basically be that. So basically, if there's a 2-part, if every 2-parter, I'll just put in one video. So yeah. But yeah, that is basically it. Again, really enjoyed the episode. Looking forward to seeing where this goes. And yeah, with all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to check out my playlist for the Sarah Jane Adventures, you can click on that. You can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon, and you can follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.